And we are live. Welcome. This is Invictus Day 3. We are looking at the Aegis dynamic ships. So we'll have a look and see what's there. Everything prior to this is pretty much the same as you would have seen in the last stream. So what we'll do is we'll go up to have a look at the top. I am joined again by my co-host, Joe.
Hi, hello.
Okay,
I'm excited
so
for today.
we have got a Retaliator, a Hammerhead. Oh, we also have the Redeemer. Okay, this just pause everything for a second. This needs to be a thing we need to look at. Oh boy,
So is this a new ship?
this is a new ship. Yes, this is. I've only seen the concept of this one. Um,
Right.
as far as I remember, it was some sort of fan, like helped design this, and they turned it into a ship from concept.
Oh, cool.
But wow, this is our first time looking at it in game. This looks insane. Those engines look super cool. They are completely unique to this kind of
Mm,
ship. I think they called them the clamshell engines or something on that sort of wavelength.
I can see why.
But this thing has a lot of firepower. It is the Redeemer.
Do they open up these clamshells? By the looks of things, they look like they might rotate. Or how would they? How do they work?
So when they're in flight, I presume they open up somewhat, a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not actually 100% sure because oh, hello. My game crashed. Yeah, we are still live though. So what I'll do is I'll just launch the game back up and we'll jump back in. Yeah. Um. Yep.
I wonder if if the whole thing kind of rotates out to open up.
Okay, joining back in.
Mm-hmm. This is something that is quite usual with this game, since it's still.
I actually think it was more on my side. I think so. Yeah, I do think it's on my side. Yes.
About to blame the game.
Nope. Sometimes it does happen with the game, but nope. I think the overclock I had on my graphics card couldn't handle it, so I've turned it off. But I am rejoining,
Oof.
so we will be able to resume where we were. A little bit of a hiccup, but
Cool.
it's not to worry.
No.
A couple of little
I just
changes
want to
in
go
the
and have a
settings.
look inside.
I don't
Yeah.
think they've done anything on the inside yet. I've seen a couple of small concepts and stuff that they've done on the inside, but I will need to go back and check. If I find out anything different, what I'll do is I'll notify it on the next stream, which would be cool. Tomorrow is Crusaders Day, which will be an interesting one
Okay.
because I have heard that there's a couple of changes between the C2 and the M2. One of the biggest changes was the fact that there's no kitchenette in the M2,
Mm.
which is an interesting choice because that makes me wonder if that's why they've put the extra turret seats, which would make sense. Although, um, for a kitchenette, I'm wondering what they've done because they said that there is no food making area. And with the ship being as large as what it is and a transport vehicle, which could be hauling for quite a distance, it's kind of worrisome that there's not going to be any way of making food. So you're just going to have stored food. But I don't know if food will go off eventually or what the case may be, given different food types. I don't know.
Not allowed to have a look inside. I've just checked around the ship.
Yeah.
But damn, I want to see how these wings open, because to me they look like they'd completely rotate once in the air.
I don't think they open up completely. I think they just open up a little bit. They might face down as part of like a VTOL type engine, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
No, it's just looking at the design really, and
Yeah.
seeing all the parts that look like they shouldn't move. That's all.
Yeah.
All my guesswork is based on.
But it is a cool ship. I think it's cool that they kind of took an idea from the community and ran with it. And it's now nice it's now nice to see the progress that's actually been done on it and to actually finally see it in game.
Yeah. When was the last time you had an update on this ship?
I think they've been doing them quite frequently, but obviously it's not a ship I aim to get, so I haven't really been keeping a close watch on it. But
Right.
I have seen bits and
Look.
pieces every now and again. I dare say if it was a ship that someone's been following or that someone's been after, I dare say they would know a great deal more about the ship than what I would.
Yeah, of course.
But it is... Sorry, go.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say it is a multi-crew ship made for multiple personnel to use at the same time with all of those different weapons. It's not really a drop ship, it's more of a support ship.
Your head tracking is back.
Okay, that means I'm almost there.
Yep, head tracking is definitely back. So with this entire Invictus week, they're all military ships, aren't they?
Yes, that is correct,
Or-
yes.
Yeah.
All combat focused.
Yes, that's a better way of putting it.
So at Crusader, we might not actually see the C2. It might just be the M2. Because the C2 is not really military or a combat ship. It is purely just for transport of cargo or vehicle. Or anything that'll fit, really.
Although she does pack a punch.
Okay, I am back. I'll give it a couple more minutes
There
just
we
to
go.
settle.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome back.
Hi. You keep fading in and out.
As in character-wise or voice-wise?
Character-wise. Okay, I think we're all...
Mhm.
I think we're all done. So yeah, this is... I would say the Redeemer. Wait there, I'm looking for the notice board. Yes, it is the Redeemer. I did get it right, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
It is. And
Very different as well.
it also looks like this rear turret is on a rail to where it could be stored further inside into the tail, so it's more protected. I quite like that small attention to detail as well.
Yeah. It's one thing this game really does not lack of.
Nope, it has a ton of attention to detail. Over here we do have the Saber. This is a stealth combat ship.
Right.
It was the rival for the UAE's combat ship. There were at least 3 entries that I know of. RSI submitted their Scorpius, which is a new concept ship that's just been revealed. You had the Aegis Saber, and you also had the Hornet from Anvil. The one that won it was the
Right.
Aegis Gladius. So Aegis did
Right.
eventually get that contract, which is cool. Moving on,
Very.
we have the Hammerhead. So this is a corvette type ship, helping to support the fleet, taking out anything of a smaller size. She doesn't move very fast, but having 24 size 4 weapons mounted all around the ship in all angles,
Wow.
including top and bottom. 2 giant turrets on the starboard side and also on the port side. This thing packs a punch, and she is armored to the teeth. And you don't want to get in front of her. Although she can't move fast, she can headbutt you pretty hard.
Yeah.
Also,
Did you tell me that you rammed somebody successfully with this?
yes, I've rammed many people successfully with this, and I didn't hear from them much afterwards. I'm not sure what that was. I might have broke off an antenna, but who knows? Moving over, we have a ship that you don't see all that often, which is the Saber Comet. So this one is very much the same as the standard Saber, but the weapons outfit is a lot different. Has a different loadout. It also has a digital camo skin, which is very unique to this ship.
Yeah. It's very cool looking.
And over here, we also have one of my favorites, the Retaliator. Packing a total of 4 size 9 torpedoes, capable of VTOL, multiple crew support. I think this has 4 or 5 turrets. I'm not 100% sure on that one, so don't quote me, but I'm definitely sure it has at least 4. And she is a very, very mean machine. She is also fully stealth capable. If you turn off your shields, you can get your signature down to 2 kilometers, which sounds like a great distance, but in reality that's not when you're in combat. That is the difference between being found and killing your enemy. So that looks like it for the main
Wow.
hall. So, Pig.
Can we have a look inside of this?
Yes, we can if you want.
The big one? Absolutely. This is one of the ones, like I've seen the Hammerhead from inside, but I haven't seen this one yet. Will you be joining?
Yes.
Let me know when you're on the elevator. Okay. Just to make sure that I don't desync. Torpedo racks. Doors, my mortal enemy. Wow. She is big. She's very mean looking from the inside as well.
Yes, very utilitarian. In terms of combat is her absolute goal.
Yeah, there's no level of comfort in here anywhere. Crew
No.
beds.
6
Oh
in
boy.
total. There is also an extra one down to the right,
How did I see those? Yeah.
and that one is for the main captain.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be staying in one of these ships for long.
Nope, definitely not.
The glass against the torpedoes is awesome, and the light shining up it.
Yes.
This game, man. The detail, the attention in everything. It's insane. Really, really cool.
Yeah, so I was right. There was 5 turrets.
Hmm.
A lot of firepower for a medium ship.
Crazy that she's a medium ship.
Yeah.
Those torpedoes.
Well, the Eclipse is a small, and she's packing 3 of those.
It's insane.
So we'll go to the Zenith Hall 4 and 5. I'm not sure if there's
Mm-hmm.
both. Nope, it's just 5. So it's Zenith Hall 5. Of course, I've already shown the F8 Lightning in the last stream.
Mm. Still looks super cool.
Yes. 8 weapons slaved directly to the pilot. Very, very cool. I've also shown off the various different armor rolls that the UAE have. That was also on the last stream.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So this is the Vanguard room.
Oh.
I do like these ships. However, I don't really like using them in combat. A lot of people swear by them though because of their large weapon. Or weapons. Because they do have a bespoke weapon on the front. So this one is the Harbinger.
Right.
As you'll notice, the rear wheels are treaded. The exact same way as a tank. I'm not sure if I've been
Yeah.
inside a Harbinger or not. I'm guessing this is a
Definitely
toilet.
haven't.
Okay, so it's just a shower. Some sort of wardrobe.
Oh,
That is a
I did
weapon
not
rack.
expect. I did not expect the door to come at me.
So this is a very small kitchenette. I'm not 100% sure what this is. This could be a missile of some sort, maybe? I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking at. 2 beds. Up here is a cockpit, and underneath the stairs is a secret compartment to store whatever you would like.
Ooh, that's cool.
You've got your components featured around on both sides.
Awesome.
And then, of course, you have the cockpit. I'm not 100% sure if this one actually features the, yes, it does have a top turret. Your quantum drive is just there, above the door.
This is very small.
Yes. These are more of a heavier fighter type status.
Mm.
So this one's the hoplite.
Yeah. I mean, okay, if I look at this and then I know you're C2, and imagining that the alternate version of the C2 doesn't have a kitchenette, yet that small ship does. Yeah, I can see where people are coming from.
Yeah, plus they've paid more for the M2 than they have the C2 as well.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Too.
So this is more like a dropship. A lot of weapon racks. 6 jump seats. Obviously this part up here is exactly the same across all 4 models. But this is a very cool transport ship. I do like this.
I'm always amazed by the textures in everything.
Yep. Yeah, they also like
Different
layering the
metals.
different parts
Mm,
to give depth and feel.
absolutely.
So this one's the Warden.
Love those wings.
The wings
Very
actually do
nice.
fold out when they fly as well.
Nice.
Okay. So you've got a bit more of a shower in this one. This one also has an engineering station. But overall, it's only the back really that changes. The cockpit and area, the front area, sorry, is pretty much the same across all four.
Yeah.
And this one's the Sentinel now. This one, I believe, is the one that has an EMP, but I'm not 100% sure. If this is the EMP variant, or it's one that I've already said, I think it's this one. It has the strongest EMP out of all ships currently. Or
In-game.
in-game, yep, that I'm led to believe. So
Do
looking at
like-
its server racks, it does have a lot of blades that can be fitted in here once they become a feature.
Did you say blades?
Yes, blades. So what blades are is basically you can have them set up a function so they can power manage your shields for you. They can activate a turret to
Right, I see.
target what you're targeting. So basically they manage some subsystems instead of you doing it, or instead of having another player joining on your ship, you could have something slaved to the blade, just to give you a little bit of an edge. But the way they've talked about this feature is the blades will never be as good as an NPC player, and the NPC players will never be as good as a real player. So using a blade will be better than not having one, but it would be better to have a player or an NPC. But if you're using NPCs, once again, it would be better to also have players.
Yeah. So blades, I guess, are small computers.
Yes, they fit into the server racks inside the computers.
Right.
You can see them in that ship a lot more easily than most other ships, though. So if you come over here, you'll see that there's like some slots in these.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So in those slots where it looks like you'd fit a VCR tape, that's where you'd put your blades.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
It's what I think of when I see them.
VHS, VCR.
I'm not a huge fan of these ships aesthetically. I do like their usability. I do like how they function. I love the cockpit. However, I just don't like certain parts of the outside. Aesthetically, they don't tickle my fancy.
Do you know why? Because they're too broad? Too bulky?
I don't mind broad and bulky. That is a thing I like. I think it's the engines. They remind me of an old World War II bomber plane.
I see what you mean.
Those kind of planes have never really appealed to me.
Mm.
And I think they carry a very similar aesthetic. If those engines were designed differently, then I probably would like it, but it's a small thing and I can overlook it without a problem. I do fly them every now and again. I think I fly the Warden.
Right.
So
They have something very bird-like about them.
yes. Yes. So we'll go and have a look at the other hole. I see we also have Becky in chat again. Hello?
Hello again.
So as you can see under here is where the Hammerhead missiles are. This is replicated 4 times on the ship.
They pack a punch, don't they?
Yes. Yes. So there's 4 times 8 of these missiles, because you also have 2 missile launchers on the top as well.
Right.
And they can either be slave to the pilot, so the pilot can fire them, or if he has a co-pilot, the co-pilot could manage the missile operator systems.
Okay.
So we'll have a look at Zenith Hall 2, as that's the only one that also seems open. So normally during Aegis's day, they normally have all of the halls open because of, well, all of their ships, because they have a lot of them. And where the Hammerhead is usually where they put the Reclaimer, but obviously this is purely just for combat ships. I have no idea what's on this side. Oh, okay, so we have the Penguin Hall.
I can't get over that all the NPCs seem to be so bored. They're yawning and saying, "Oh, this is boring." And it's just so mean because I'm really excited about all of this.
Yes.
And then the NPCs are just like, "Oh, this is just such a drag." And it's like, it's so funny that they put that in. But yes, penguins, indeed.
So this one here is the Titan Renegade, which is paying homage to a certain pilot. I can't really remember what the lore was on this one, but that's what the
Alright.
color scheme's about. It's about paying homage to a certain person. But as you'll notice, that this one is pretty much identical to the one that you have, apart from the paint.
Yeah, Titan. Does it have different weapons as the Titan, or is it mainly just the paint job?
I could actually have a look. Exactly the same weapons.
Right.
So there's no change there. The same missiles as well. Obviously over here, I think this one is the Titan. Nope. This one's the Stalker. So this one is more of a bounty hunting type ship. And the reason why is you'll see once you go inside, you have little pods where you can keep your prisoners to transport them to either someone that's going to pay their bounty or to a prison officer or something like that.
Oh, that is cool. So you can actually lock players in here.
Yes, eventually.
So not at the moment, but it will be.
Yeah. See, at the minute, the only way you can claim your bounty is by killing them, but eventually the whole point of it is to not kill them and secure them alive.
Thank you for not locking me in when I stepped in there. Very cool.
Over into the middle, we have the Eclipse, which is the other stealth fighter that has size 9 missiles. It has 3 of them. One of my favorite stealth planes.
This looks awesome.
Any kind of aviation buff or someone that follows a lot of the stealth bomber type will know what this ship was inspired by, especially when the wings fold down and you can see its true silhouette. It is reminiscent of the real bomber plane.
Yeah, it's awesome. Really, really nice silhouette.
Yep. So it's a mixture of the 117 and the B2. And the reason why I say both is because the B2 isn't angled; it's all rounded, whereas the 117 is angled, and it's kind of like they mixed them both together, but had way more of the B2 silhouette and stance. Over on this side, we do have the Titan and the Gladius.
Gladius also looks really good.
I think this one's the Titan. Nope, this one's the Warlock. Okay.
I was gonna say Warlock would be more interesting to display.
Yeah. So the Warlock is an AMP ship.
Yeah.
As you can see in the back, that is the EMP.
That is awesome. I'll let you see in the screen. So cool. It looks very mesmerizing when if you stand there and just look into it.
Yeah. And of course, one of my favorite ships out of them all, the Gladius. Definitely my go-to fighter.
Not just because of the green paint job?
Nope, not because of the green paint job. I was actually thinking of buying myself the snow camo that's currently available on the website for mine.
No, really?
Yep. I would like it better in red and black, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, true.
I think the
Yeah,
red and
this
black
looks
look is
very
reserved for the pirate one.
Hmm.
But very cool display nonetheless.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll go and have a look downstairs.
Yeah. That's what I'm most excited about, I must say.
It'd be interesting to see if they're revealing any more concepts. I have been trying to keep away from social media. Obviously, I was supposed to stream yesterday, but due to technical hitches, I couldn't. So I have tried to stay away from social media just in case people have been giving things away. Because I do like to experience these things in person.
Yeah. People yawning again, it just cracks me up every time.
Okay, so we have no ground vehicles down here on this side. Do we have any on the other side? Nope, seating area. Okay, so we'll go on the left side this time instead of the right.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like we have the Nautilus. So this ship is designed for creating minefields by those two ramps on the top and bottom. That is where they lay
Yeah.
mines from to create giant minefields for other ships to wander into. The mines do have the ability to track into other ships, so if a ship travels nearby it will start honing in on their position. Of course, you could just
So
blow them up.
even if you So even if you skirt by them, you'd still get hit by them.
If they get too close, yes. But they could start following you without you realizing it, thinking that you've made it past.
That's sneaky.
Okay, this ship looks like the Vulcan.
Whoa.
I think this one's the Vulcan. Yep, it's the Vulcan.
Yep.
You can tell by the cockpit. So basically what this ship's designed for is repairing and rearming ships. So
Right.
if you're damaged or you're a large ship that's damaged, you can call one of these things to the battlefield to come and repair you whilst you're in combat. Obviously you will need to defend it, so you might want to pull to the sidelines so you're not on the front line of the combat, just so you can give yourself a better chance and also give your teammates who are repairing you a little bit of a chance, because obviously once they're repairing you, they're kind of defenseless. They're not a combat ship as such.
Yeah.
But they are a very, very cool ship, and a lot of people are waiting for these, and I think it looks absolutely super cool. I really dig the cockpit canopy.
Yeah. It looks heavy.
Yes, yes, it does.
Like really heavy. Like oof.
It kind of reminds me of a freight train. A little bit.
I was more thinking like one of those big tankers, like a ship, as a national naval tanker ships.
All right. Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, people are going to use these a lot. even people that's not in combat might find themselves stranded out in space because their engines just don't work. They might pay a player to come to repair them
ships, yeah.
and get them back under the way. Especially for people like me, who might be transporting cargo, and I can't afford to just leave it there in case someone comes and picks up the cargo.
Yeah, so
It might be better for me to pay a fee, which will lower my potential cut, but at least I'll still be able to carry on what I was doing.
yeah. The other thing that I can see this being used for is for mining. You know, people that go out mining and then their ship break down, or
Yep.
if they're trying to transport what they've got back.
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck there. Yeah.
Yeah, because mining is risky. If you overcharge a rock, the rock will explode. It will become completely volatile. And that could damage your ship, disabling it to the point of you need to repair it. And obviously, it might not fly at all, so you might not be able to get it back to be repaired. So they might be able to help with that. Because eventually, ships just won't just explode the way they do now. Even in combat, it's very unlikely that the ship will explode eventually. You're more likely to have a crash landing or need to eject. So there's going to be a lot of factors that determine the different roles of ships, but I think it's cool that we're getting refueling. So if you run out of
Yeah.
fuel, then you can call someone out, like a breakdown service, and I think that ship's going to play a good role in that breakdown service as well. So what we could do now, since we've got about 20 minutes left to do, is we could head to New Babbage. The starport, grab a ship, and we can go and see if the naval fleet's there, and we could have a tour of the Javelin.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, let's go. I really wish we could slide down this.
Me too. The first day I kind of looked at this. It looked like one guy was actually sliding down, but it looked more like he jumped
Yeah,
and then was kind of running down hills, but his animation didn't change, so it looked like he was actually sliding.
that'd be
It
cool.
it just looked good. I'm in the elevator.
Okay. Waiting for the doors to close.
Mm-hmm. On my screen, we're in deep snow. This is rather
Huh.
like up to our heads in snow.
Nope, on my
Oh,
side
okay,
it's...
there we go.
Yep.
There we go. No, it's actually dampened my visor. I'll have to wipe it in a second.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yep. Did you just fall down?
No, I laid down.
Oh, okay.
I'm still trying to get the hang of all the shortcuts, and I'm trying to just wipe my visor,
Yep.
but I don't remember which buttons it is.
Alt X.
It is X.
Yes.
I clicked all the other buttons but Alt. Hi.
Hi. So, not this stop, it'll be the next one.
Yeah. I do like the purple in this stuff though.
Yeah.
Careful, doors are now closing.
Oh, it looks like
Do
a
you know where
miserable
the
day.
pavilion is?
Um, that's a good point, actually. I can check. Okay, so it's not here. It is over at ArcCorp.
Okay, cool. You said there was another event like this
Yep.
later on in the year?
Yep. It's for the anniversary of the game. It's the expo where they show off all the ships from all manufacturers. Also across for 2 weeks. But each ship gets given 2 days, but on the second day they overlap with a different ship manufacturer.
Right. I think I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
I like seeing all the militaries, but for me, I'd be looking more into salvage and other things for this game.
Yeah.
As how I would like to play this game. Salvage and exploration mainly.
Yeah.
So it's the fighting is cool, but being more somewhat of a slower kind of.
Why is this person super small?
It's not. They're just hovering outside in the air.
Okay, you need to watch my stream back later. She's like a shrunk mini version of a person.
For me, she is floating outside.
No, for me, she's below my boobs. And her feet are actually on the floor. Like, she's not sunk into the floor. She's just miniature. Oh, wow. Okay, nope, that was false perspective. But yeah, she was... Yeah, she still is. She's tiny. Okay.
Oh, the child. I see her. I see who you mean.
Alright, yeah.
Nope, I have a person on my screen out the window that is floating outside.
Oh.
Well, I'll send you a screenshot later.
Okay. Okay, what we'll do is I'll take out the 600 again.
Nice. You'll be flying in style.
Yes. Hangar 8.
Seeing everybody standing on their seats rather than sitting down still sometimes unnerves me.
It's fine. You get used to it. I'm hoping it's put us at the front of the ship and not at the rear. Nope, it's put us at the rear.
What? Your legs made out of rubber?
No, I just don't like taking too long.
What is too long and who decides it?
I like to be under my way. But when you're running cargo, it's kind of like a normal thing.
This is a luxury cruiser.
It is, but you can't break old habits.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, right?
Exactly. Okay, powering on.
Might be
landing gear
right
up.
on it. Raised. That's a new one.
Well, she's a luxury ship, so she behaves slightly different.
Yeah, and it just shows that every ship has its own voice.
Yeah.
What would you call that? The kind of the voices in each ship, are they controller audio or?
I'd just say it's part of the interface.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Different auditory interface, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds about right. She's not slow.
No. No, she's not. And we are pitching up on an angle as well, so we're not going directly straight up. We are coming out of atmosphere on an angle because, well, I am civilized. And this is a very nice ship.
And it's nice to just fly over the city.
Yep. Yes, it is.
How much of these cities will be opened?
They haven't actually said yet, but they said that they will be expanding all of them and will be adding multiple landing zones to each planet. Or at least a few planets, not all of them.
Yeah. I guess some you really wouldn't want to spend too much time on.
Yeah. Like this planet, it was supposed to be terraformed into like a very Earth-like place, but the terraforming went
Yeah.
wrong and pretty much put the planet into an eternal winter.
Is that law of the game, or is that what happened when they designed it?
It's law of the game. So there is a few small spots where you will actually find greenery and nice trees and stuff, and fields.
Right.
But not very much. Most of it is just frozen tundra, ice lakes, and whatnot.
So they tried to manually
Also,
terraform this planet.
yeah,
Hmm.
and it went wrong.
Nature was like, ah, I'm not taking any of your crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, fair. That's what man gets for always trying to interfere with things that he doesn't understand.
It's funny because a lot of people don't actually know a great deal about the lore of this game, or certain aspects of it, and it's as detailed as the game itself. It's very thought through and it's very thorough, and it makes a lot of sense. Even some of the scientific things that they say,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense.
So where can one find out about this law?
Either on Star Citizen's website itself. They do
Right.
publish every now and again on their YouTuber channel.
Right.
There are some YouTubers that actually make videos talking about the law and giving you updates about that as well. A lot of it can actually be found in-game as well, at some of the little outposts. Like inside the city, there'll be plaques and stuff on the wall, or a paragraph
Yeah.
about certain things, or about certain areas. There'll be certain information. And all of these are law related.
Yeah. I saw the plaques outside of the hall that we've just left, talking about the different years in which wars started and what happened.
Yeah, the history of the UEE.
Yeah.
So the Warhammer Javelin that we're going to see, I have actually fought alongside it in one of the wars. It was the war against the Xeno threat, which happened earlier in this year.
Right.
That was a really, really fun event. It was one of our first dynamic events, and they were using it for testing. But you got to fight alongside the UAE and their Javelin, fighting against multiple pirate Idrises.
Right.
And that was a really, really cool battle because basically, once you killed the Idris, you had to fly off and bring back supplies that had been captured by the Xeno attack or Xeno threat. I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, you had to fly off and you had to get these supplies, and the supplies are either quantum travel sensitive, so you can't quantum with them, so you have to fly manually from A to B. The other ones are timed, so they decompose as soon as they're taken out of their active chamber. And the other ones are volatile cargo. So if you fly rough around your ship, or if you're carrying them and you fall over or something, and it causes this cargo to go volatile, it'll explode and potentially blow up your ship as well. Um, and we now have those in the game, as you've seen, because we did actually do a cargo run with
Yeah.
those. But that was the first time we actually got those new cargo variants put into the game.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was. It gave the game a little bit of a dynamic, and you had to know which cargo was what, because obviously there were three new cargo, and we had to know what they were and how they needed to be transported, because obviously each one is totally different from the rest. So if you actually quantum traveled with the one that was quantum sensitive, it would also explode violently and blow up your ship.
Fair.
But you had to load this cargo onto your ship whilst you're also in combat. So you had to jump on board a ship that had this cargo, kill the occupants that was in the ship, because obviously the pirates were there. Then empty that, whilst your ship is probably under attack from other pirates. And then you had to make it back to the Javelin to resupply it with the things it needs to continue its fight against the Xeno attack.
That sounds really cool.
It was cool, and when
So it was best to do in groups then, huh?
yes, yes, it was.
Oh.
It was a. I would say the whole server got involved in it, which was really cool because you had multiple people coming and going from the combat, because obviously they would disappear. Um, oh wait, have we missed it? No, we haven't. You'd have multiple people, getting damaged during the combat and having to go away. I do actually have a video of that event that I might post once I start setting up the YouTube channel. I might actually do like a voiceover explaining the different parts of that, because I did record the event.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
So how long did the event last?
I think it lasted in total of a week. There was three different stages. You had the first stage, which wasn't player interactable. Basically, you had the Xeno attack taking over all the monitors in the major cities and stuff. Basically giving a warning that they are coming to attack, and that they're against the UAE and anyone that assists them. So that was kind of cool to be walking around, and then all of a sudden the displays got completely hacked and taken over, and seeing these people threatening the system that we're in. It was very surreal in many ways. I've never experienced anything like that in a game.
Yeah. And these Xeno threats, they are very alien looking, right?
No, they
Or
are
no?
people.
Or they're humans? They are just humans.
Yep. Um,
Huh.
and basically, they're kind of a bit racist in ways. But it's not racist, if you get me. It's what it is. They basically don't like anything that likes to help aliens. Any humans that are helping the alien races and stuff, they're against. They don't want to be associated with any kind of the aliens and stuff. I haven't done a great deal digging into why, but
Right.
I presume it's because they believe that any other alien race is out to kind of kill us, or something of that nature. But once again, it's not something I can 100% quote on, but that's what I've seen and heard so far.
Right, I see. So have we actually got um like models for the alien races? Because there's two different ones, isn't there? That
There's
we're gonna get.
multiple. So you've got the Vanduul, which are the ones that you'll be fighting in Squadron 42. You might see them in this game, but they're not going to be as brutal as they are in Squadron, because in Squadron that's kind of like who you're up against for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um, you also have um, I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name. You also have the Tavaran people, which are the bird-like people, who have the bird-like ships. You also
Right.
have uh,
Names are difficult.
they
I
are
don't blame you to remember them. So
um,
we're gonna get a few different types.
yes, we'll be having a few different types. Yeah.
Cool. So will they then start as well appearing in the cities or in some of the cities?
They'll
Or
probably
is this
they are going to have their own cities. They're going to have their own systems. The other name I was trying to think of was Banu.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering whether we would get like some planets or maybe a system that kind of is a mix between humans and aliens.
I
With
think we
kind of
will
like a
be. So we'll just have to see as and when. But the Xeno attack come from the Pyro system, um, which is one of the neighbors of Stanton. And they really don't like the UEE or anything the UEE stands for. Um, so they're quite rebellious, and hostile.
right.
Actually, why am I heading to the city? That's not where I want to be. I only zoomed to the side of the planet so I can get a look at the space station, which is somewhere. There it is. That moment when you're on autopilot.
It's okay, we were talking. I must admit I'm terrible with multitasking, so you're already beating me with that flying a ship and talking
Yeah,
and navigating.
it's 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 not too bad. It's quite easy to do. Um, However, trying to keep a reminder on my head of why am I here helps.
Hmm.
But no, there'll probably be more alien species as well that we haven't got. There'll be obviously alien life forms on planets, um,
Yeah,
which will take the form of animals, but obviously they will be technically alien. Um,
I can't wait for that.
we okay, so where would the javelin be docked here then? I'm gonna take a guess. Nope, I'm not gonna take a guess because I physically can't tell. Um, but we do actually have a couple of the different gangs in the game at the minute. So we've got uh, we've got the Nine Tails, which are the most prominent ones. They operate out from Grimhex. Um,
Right.
they're basically pirates. But they're like kind of like a mafia type pirate group. Um, you've got another one. I can't remember the name of them, but basically like, they're the equivalent of like scrappers. So
Mm-hmm.
like they kind of a bit like how you'd view a vulture, basically. If you're not
Yeah.
quite dead yet, they'll kind of finish you off. Um, but they're pretty brutal. And there's quite a few other different groups. You've got some which are kind of in between, being good and bad. Um,
Yeah.
it all depends on how much money you've got. Depends on if they like you or not. Like if you can pay for them, to do a job, then they'll like it. If not, then you're kind of nobody. But they'll not attack you unless they pay to do so. So they're pretty much like a band of mercenaries, which is quite cool.
See.
And it would be cool if we can actually use their services. So say like a player annoys us, um, we could pay a fee for them to chase down that player instead of us doing it and running the risk of getting crime stats and stuff. But obviously, it will come at a higher price.
Yeah, and what if that player that you're trying to chase is already part of them, of the group, and then being aligned with the right group can maybe save you from being hunted by other players.
Possibly, but I don't think they're going to be ones that you can be like a part of. I think they'll
Okay.
purely just be there for the services.
Hireable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be completely lawless systems as well, where there's literally nobody, like there's no laws at all in those systems. Like so
Yeah.
Pyro is one. I believe the Nyx system, which is where Delamort is, that's another one. Delamort is basically people that don't want to be ruled by the UEE, but they're not doing so for illegal activities. They just don't want the government to kind of rule over them. They want to decide their own fate for themselves, sort of thing.
That's fair.
Um, I looked into what
Looking at the world? Yeah.
I did look into theirs because obviously Delamar used to be in the sentence system, but was never supposed to be, which is why it got moved out.
Right.
It was only here temporarily. It was one of the earlier places that they made, and they just put it in the sentence system just to test to see how well it was received and if anything needed improving. As far as I'm aware, it was one of the first places before we got a major landing zone on a planet. So it is one of the older ones, technology-wise, but I still think it looks rather cool.
Mm.
Okay, overshot it by a little bit.
So we're going to meet the Javelin here.
I believe so. I'll actually double check just before we land here to make sure it's still here. My game crashed again. I'm not entirely sure. I know. Kind of annoying, but is what it is. I'll see if I've got anything open that might be causing this. I don't think I have it. I think it's just a thing that happens. Yeah, I can't say anything outside the ordinary. Yeah. Yeah.
Meeting up, right?
I think this crash was more on their side than mine because the first crash I was getting pixelated on both screens. And that kind of pretty much means that I can't seem to join you. Oh, I can. There we go. Wait there. I need to sort something out here.
Problem?
Okay.
I'm just having a look at the pretty lights. And I do believe that that's the Big Brother logo. Not that I've ever watched that awful show, but
Well, the Big
the
Brother
eye.
logo got it from many other places as well, though.
Right.
Even the name Big Brother, it's kind of a well-known thing. Some guy wrote about it in the 50s about Big Brother watching. So that's where
1984.
I think there was one earlier. I can't really remember, but it's along the same lines. It's basically just people being watched and having no privacy, and things are being controlled outside of your control.
Yeah. I started to read that book, 1984. Keep forgetting the guy's name who wrote it.
Yeah.
But yeah, started reading it and it's really unnerved me.
Yeah.
Just the first few chapters, really. So I haven't finished it yet. because it's just the thought police, and even just thinking evil thought or thinking normal thoughts is considered evil, and you can get
Yeah.
detained for it. It's... Oh, you're here.
Yes.
Hi. Welcome back. Yeah, it was rather unnerving, that bug. But yeah, that logo, I only know it from that.
Huh.
Really. Or it was the first thing that came to my mind. I'm not sure which. Very nice landing.
Thank you. What I'll do is before we jump completely out, I'll have a look at my Mobi and make sure that the fleet is still here.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Okay. This is where we get there and it pulls away.
Well. Whoops. Even things like the first aid kit and where it's placed is just... It just makes sense.
Yep.
Weapon pocket. Forgotten in a corner. Oh, I wish the elevators would show you which direction they're traveling.
Well, the thing is, they're not set on a path yet. They kind of just go from A to B in a direct route. So they don't actually travel.
Okay.
They don't actually travel internal of the space station as of yet. They will do eventually, but they've just done like this for now, just to kind of. Okay, I don't think I see the javelin. Nope, we're at the wrong side, I think. Yes, I believe we're at the wrong side.
What is your character's hydration level?
97.
Same.
Okay, not this one.
Oh. Almost caught in the doors.
I can never tell because on my side, it actually looks like you actually get stuck on the outside.
Nope, not so far.
I'll
not
try
today, so.
I'll try harder next time.
Do not. I get stuck often enough as it is.
That is true.
I have an innate ability to get stuck.
I think we might have missed it. Oh, it might be on one of the other ones then. Huh. I do hear fireworks though.
It just started for me.
Yeah, me too.
So maybe it's just arriving.
That might be the case.
Maybe I should grab a separate elevator and then try different rungs from you.
Maybe. Okay.
It just doesn't look right.
No. Okay, let's try it again. We'll go to A, B, and then C.
We'll do it in order.
Yes.
Would be helpful if we had some kind of, notifications. Like, look.
I think it's random. I don't think they specify because
Right.
the couple of times I've seen it at New Babbage, it's been at a different
Yeah.
docking port each time so far. So
Well, notification-wise, I just meant like how we have some advertisement shields
yeah,
around or screens around. If they kind of should say, "Oh, now landing, now here, take the tour at this rung."
I don't think they could.
Would be cool if they could.
It would be cool.
That would be a lot of effort, though. Yeah, you're right.
It doesn't look like this one. It's not this one. It must be the last one. If it's not here, then I'm gonna question whereabouts it is.
Oh, we hear the fireworks. The fireworks have just started, so maybe it's still coming in.
Okay, those fireworks are really loud. I'm gonna guess we're at the right one now. Yep.
I like your detective work.
Yep.
Very nice.
The only reason why I can tell is because the docking collar is fully extended out.
Yep. Is he still docking?
Yeah, she's coming in. So we will actually be able to say what we were supposed to say the other day. Oh, yep, here she comes.
Oh! Oh, awesome!
Oh. Bit of desync.
Back and forth, back and forth.
She's a bit low. The pilot's like, I need to figure out whereabouts I am. I don't have depth of perception.
I don't blame him with his size.
Yeah, and the fact that the cockpit is up high and off to the right. like the command bridge is like in a totally obscure place for the kind of ship and size that it is.
This is awesome to see. This really does something for the whole immersion.
Whoa, where'd you go?
So, never mind, I take back what I said. She took too long. She took too...
She did. The Doconom's back in.
It took too long. It's funny.
Did they just store the ship or something? We're sorry you took the... Do you hear that?
No, I've got my sounds turned down for the game quite a bit. Just so that I don't feel like I'm shouting over you. Is that really? Did you really hear the sorry you took too long?
Yep. You can watch it back on the stream. That was... Yep. Initiating ship storage procedure.
Oh no!
Wow. That's intense.
Looks just confused. That is so funny.
I wonder if it's got... No, because I don't know what to do. I don't know whether it'd be this arm or a different one. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go.
If you stay here, and I'll try the different arms.
Okay.
I'll let you know if you see anything.
That's a bit of a serious technical hitch to have.
It's kind of the same as we all have.
Yeah.
If we take too
Yeah.
long, too long.
That is very true. Size does not eliminate
Nope,
that
doesn't
factor.
matter. So I start with A. Wow. It doesn't seem to be A.
Nope, she's coming back.
Okay.
The arm's extending back out again, so they're going to make another go at it.
That's too funny. Doesn't matter if you're a dev, the rules of the game apply.
Yep.
If you take too long, your ship gets stored.
Yes.
Back.
Yep. I don't know where she is.
Well, they better hurry this time.
It would appear so.
Otherwise, they'll have the same issue again. There she comes.
Yep. I wonder if she'll fly a little bit smoother this time.
It looks like she's not taking as much time this time.
Yep, she's going up and down though.
Hmm.
Down a bit. Too far. Up.
Do you think?
Yes. Up. Come on. Come on. A little bit further forward. Up. Up. A little bit further in. More forward.
You know that the guys inside can't hear you, right?
Well, it would help them if they could. Nope, too far, too far. Nope, pull it in. Pull it in. Yep. Yes. Come on, a little bit further. A
The
little bit
weapon
further.
system is doing something.
Come on, a bit further.
Oh god, that's slow. That's like a crawling speed.
Come on. Nope, come on, a bit further. A little bit.
She still has a while to go, right? For this dock. Yeah,
Yep.
she still has a while to go. It's that grey panel with the two brackets on either side of it, right? Or is it not?
No, no. She's right on the door. She just needs to come further in.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Huh.
And
I
there we
trust you.
go. That. Let's go and have a look at her. Looks like we've got it all to ourselves this time as well.
Nice. Well, I just had a bit of a hiccup with my internet, but should be all good. It's north, but it should be all fine.
We have got an hour and a half. Okay.
You remind me of Shrek.
So I kind of need to kill you because you're rude. I can't say because I'm streaming.
Yeah, he was.
So, the fall of the Caliban. On July 7th, 2884, the UAE's Warhammer was part of the naval defense action against the Vanduul, now commonly known as the fall of the Caliban. While providing cover for the civilian evacuation of the system, the turrets were fired so frequently and for such an extended duration that the Exo Sander Frelings, after action, report noted that the turret support structures had begun to warp from the heat of the sustained fire. Gunner Tobin Lemek, commander in commented in a letter home, "I could hear my sweat sizzling as it dripped off me. As a result, Aegis Dynamics reworked the cooling systems in future Javelin models." I believe this.
Cool. It's cool.
Yep.
Cool that they put that in. But yes.
Okay, that's a dead end. So these would be the power systems for the turret. Is there any markers as to where this leads to?
This is sleeping quarters.
No, I'm wondering down here if there's anything.
Oh.
Okay, there's no markers to give away what this area would be used for.
Cargo? Weapons?
I don't think there'll be much cargo on this ship.
You have to have some storage space for mess hall and for guns and anything else that the crew needs, as well as ammunition for fighting.
I'll wait until she's done reading. So this is the barracks. 40 beds in this barracks, and there's also a one just across from it that also has another 40 beds, giving a total of 80 for the entire crew.
You want to read, or shall I read this one?
Either. I was just waiting for the lady to move.
Lady, shift.
Well, that wasn't polite.
What, me or her?
Yo, she's reading.
Well, she's taking too long. These two were not very polite. They came in and said, "Well, this sucks," and then yawned. She's standing there reading it and yawning.
So, in memory of those lost, while no sign of the incursion remains, the UAE Warhammer was boarded in a surprise assault on June 25th, 2861, when the Van Duel boarding ship, known in the Navy as Spikes, makes it past the UAE's Warhammer's point defense system and punctures the hull, while five off-duty starmen trage- tragically perished in the first moments of the assault. The crew were able to rally and overwhelm the Vandal boarders before they managed to gain control of any vital parts of the ship. These brave starmen were instrumental in the Warhammer's eventual victory that day.
Nice.
Yeah. It's nice that we're getting a bit of a history and a background to the actual ship as well, because I don't know if you've ever seen any kind of like any naval ships in real life, but they also have like little plaques and stuff actually giving you this kind of information in real life as well.
Not naval ships. I've been on a U-boat, submarine.
Thank you. So yeah, pretty open
Cool.
space. Yes, Big Bennies and Pips, vending machines, as well as a lot of different space games.
Mm. Berg seems to be the top of them all.
Yep.
Excuse you. Want a game?
Love to. I think we'll finish off with this floor first, and then we'll come back and have a look around the other floors. So this is the other barracks.
Mm.
Oh. Okay.
I love how naturally awkward that was,
Yep.
and the voice acting that goes into all of these is just awesome.
Yep. So there's nothing up here.
So what's the difference between the two rooms? This one is small and it seems small.
I'm
Offices maybe?
yeah. I'm thinking like the higher ups. Like this will just be the general crew, I would assume.
Yeah. Well then go find something to eat.
You too. That's pretty
Thank
cool.
you very much. Very. Also, do you think there was an NPC that went into the turret, or was it another player?
I think that was
Or
another
who we never
player.
found?
Going by what he was wearing, I would say a player.
What was he wearing on your screen? Because he looked like another civilian on my screen.
He was wearing the Invictus merch.
Ah. So we heading downstairs?
Yeah.
So this will be player ownable, right?
Yeah.
And this will be the largest player ownable, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's correct. Right, are
Before the
you?
lady started talking.
Oh, yep.
Huh? Sorry?
No, you go.
Before the lady started talking, one of the NPCs says, "Oh, I wish I would have eaten earlier." All these kind of negative comments. I'm surprised that the devs have put so many negative comments in rather than like really like people just being excited about the whole thing.
Well, no, because
It's
it's kind of
quite odd.
it's kind of a bit of a it's hard to explain. But if you knew the history of the game and how many bad negative comments, it's kind of like a subtle nod to how people have treated things in the past.
I see.
Right. So you want to go up or down?
Go up first.
Okay.
So it's to show off the kind of like everything here is so kind of exciting because it is the design of this and how what they've been able to create here is really exciting.
Yeah,
And
but
then to
at the same time
but everybody's
they can't please everybody. That's kind of like the joke.
yeah. Plus this, you know, There's so many people talking crap about this game without ever having played it or given it a real chance.
Yeah.
And only looking at the bad things about this game. It's their loss, really.
Yeah. Like, they like to follow the opinions of other people, which I think is a massive shame.
Yeah. Ooh.
This Javelin class destroyer was originally built by Aegis Dynamics and has been in active service since 2832. Launching under the command of Captain Omar Singh, the ship initially served as a combat support vessel for the Second Fleet, 6th Battalion, posting them pretty close to the Van Duin coast. The Warhammer saw action during the fall of Caladan in 2884, where it protected retreating civilian and naval forces when the system ultimately fell, earning a ribbon for valor in the process. For the next several decades, the Warhammer transitioned between fleets in a variety of support and control positions, even participating in the EP push to reclaim the Nexus system in the 2930s. Most recently, the Warhammer distinguished itself as the primary combat vessel to propel the outlaw group known as Xenophon from the Stanchion system. Since then, the Warhammer has been placed in dry dock for repairs, but is heading back to active service once this year's Invictus festivities are concluded. The room you're currently seated in is the main briefing room for the entire ship. Based around the hollow volume built by Microtech, the crew gathers here to discuss everything from battle strategies to repair schedules. The marine detail assigned to the ship also uses this room to plan out their boarding actions or outline combat strategies. This room is even active as a venue for off-duty activities, such as bid screens or sporting event parties. We hope that you'll take the opportunity to explore the ship and get an up-close look at one of the vanguards aboard. On behalf of Captain Metcalf and the rest of the crew, I want to wish you a fantastic Invictus. We'll see you next year.
Cool.
Hello, welcome to the
Very cool.
So, the little war that you was talking about, with the Xeno threat, that was the war I
That
was
was the
telling you
one that
about. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. This way we go.
We don't really have a walking speed, do we? We have a slight jogging speed and just outright running.
I'm walking. You've
Well,
you've got a scroll wheel mouse down for you to walk. So
on my screen you went. Okay.
so one small step. Among the crew of the UAE's Warhammer, the first step of this stairwell is commonly known as the skip step. For a brief period in 2928, the gravity plate located directly below the step was intermittently malfunctioning. This resulted in numerous starmen tripping and stumbling as they used the stairwell. As a health hazard, repairs were immediately done, but despite numerous attempts at correcting the issue, the problem kept returning. Due to this time, the crew formed a habit of not utilizing the first step as a precaution. In the end, it turned out to be a software issue in the gravity controls, but the tradition of hopping over this skip step remains to this day.
That's really funny. Another one of the negative comments I've just heard for the first time is sounded better in the brochure.
That's a dig at actual people that play this game, that one. So each ship has a brochure. And a lot of people have like complained when they've bought a ship and it hasn't been exactly the same as what's specified in the brochure. Or they changed a couple of the features, or they did something to the design before it was released. But at the same time, when you're buying a concept ship, not all the time, but sometimes they are subject to change. Like the C2, for example, that one changed, but for the better. I love how the light actually bounces off the surfaces to actually illuminate. Like, look at the colour of the pipes, and look at the reflection on the wall, how it changes the colour of the reflected light. Do you see what I mean? Like, look at the ceiling. It's white now, and if I go over the pipe, it changes, like, to a yellowy hue.
I see what you mean.
Oh, wow, look at that, the orange.
Mm.
Yeah, the ceiling gets a red hue. Oh, it appears that they actually got rid of the person that was in this turret. We still can't access this one though.
They are heavily armed down here.
Yep. I'm going to guess to stop stowaways.
Here in this particular instance, I really see what you mean with the light.
Yep.
This game, man.
That's an insane attention to detail. I've never actually noticed that in any other game, where the light actually bounces, matching the color of what the light's actually reflecting off of.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really used to playing games like these. I play more kind of cartoonish ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Not lifelike. So this is insane indeed.
Have you ever played No Man's Sky?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
There it was again, some bit in the brochure.
Yep. So I think that's it. I think we've seen everything aboard the
Nice.
ship. I think we've read all the plaques.
Yes, we have.
All within the space of 25 minutes.
Nice. I like this Invictus launch week plaque that they've got in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice. Cool. So whose turn is it tomorrow?
Crusader and two of the other manufacturers.
Right. She looks awesome lit up.
Yep, I'm just waiting for my computer to catch up. It seems to have had a hiccup there. Oh, there we go.
Oh, good.
But yes, very, very nicely designed ship, and we're only seeing like a very small section of it as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end the stream. That was a really nice tour. I think they've done a great job on the NPCs, giving us information about the ship. It's also nice that they included the plaques to actually give us a little bit of a background and a bit of history to the ship itself, giving it a bit more depth into the lore of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really cool.
Yeah. So I think that's a good spot to end it. So,
Okay.
if any,
Thank you very much.
for those that were joining us through that, if you enjoyed this content, then please hit the follow button. As I will be continuing the tour of the Invictus week throughout the different manufacturers on the different days. So if you follow, then you get a notification of when I go live. Thank you for watching, and it's been awesome. Catch you next time.